Hi Shlok.
Hey.
Hi. So thanks for coming again.
course.
So I would just want to ask you a few questions,
Yes.
about Web3. So starting off, you have a very interesting journey coming from, let's not even call Web2, from a particular entity and directly jumping.
It's not
into
even
this.
web.
Yeah, it's not even web. So yeah, so we have speakers who were from Web2 who came to Web3, but you are the only speaker who directly jumped into the Web3 space. So how was the transition be like, and if you could just explain it to our audience?
Got it. So the thing is, I'm a computer science engineer, right? So always inclined towards tech. Now, I did an MBA because I was from a pretty, not such a great college, right? So I got an opportunity to be in a good college, and that was really attractive. So that was the only reason I did an MBA. And then after working with a really old company, which is not even web, I realized that this is not something I wanted. So I actually started looking for opportunities in tech itself first, because I thought that, okay, that is the other thing I know about, where I might have a chance. So not crypto, but just tech in general. And also I was really attracted to the prospect of remote work.
Okay.
Really aligned with my personal values.
Yeah.
And then crypto happened via reading a blog post, and that was all it took. And in the course of 5 minutes, I realized that, okay, next 10 years, this is where I want to spend my career. And that is how crypto happened. Post that, I was lucky because I had a lot of free time. So I could actually experiment a lot within the space. I could try DAOs, try gaming, try DeFi, things like that. And I got very lucky meeting someone who was very deep into gaming. Started working with him, and then he got recruited as head of IndiGG. So I joined him on board. So overall, I've been very lucky, but at the same time, I also feel like these opportunities are only possible in Web3. This level of trust, meritocracy, and ownership to young people is only given in Web3, which is super cool.
And speaking about, you mentioned about, this is the future, Web3 is the future. And, one of the niche is the gaming space of it. We have dApps, we have NFTs being minted. So what is your vision for the future in Web3 space for gaming? Where do you envision Web3 to take it?
Got it. So when people think of crypto games today, it's mostly they think about play to earn, or how people can earn money playing games. Personally, over a long enough time frame, I don't think that's going to be the strongest use case for Web3. The strongest use case is very simple. You get ownership of your digital assets. It's as simple as that. So people have been spending thousands and thousands and millions of dollars within games to buy things, but they don't own any of it. Imagine going to a shop tomorrow, buying a shirt, and not owning it, as in not being able to do whatever you want with it. Right? It's the same thing in digital worlds, and as we're moving towards a more digitized world, digital ownership is going to matter. And games are the best use case for that, because people already spend money on virtual goods. So I think over a long enough time frame, every single game will integrate NFTs in one form or the other. Whether they integrate a token which can be used for earning is still up for debate. We don't know if that's going to work yet or not. But bull case for crypto gaming is NFTs.
So, gaming as in such is a very big industry. There's a lot of money being made. And, when you think about gaming, Valorant, Counter-Strike, all of those games. So, what do you think the difference Web3 has? Obviously, so you guys are in IndiGG, you guys are planning to benefit the gamers who are playing the game, the same game which they were playing, but you guys can get paid via it. So, how do you think IndiGG can help all these gamers on board in the coming years?
Got it. So the main problem with crypto in general and gaming in particular is there's a huge technical understanding barrier. Right? It's not easy understanding what crypto is or what Web3 or what NFTs are, especially because people's views of crypto is tainted by the fact that they see trading as the only option of being here, and they see money making as the only thing being here. So IndiGG's current biggest role is getting people Web3 accustomed. Explaining to gamers why Web3 games might be better for them. We're not forcing anyone to get on board. They don't have to spend money to come and play with IndiGG. But just creating a community of Web3 native gamers that any game can tap into. Over time, we believe that Web3 games will be as big as Web2 games. In fact, over time, we won't be able to differentiate between Web3 games and Web2 games, because every game will have NFTs, or hopefully will have NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're hopeful that the head start we have within India for Web3 games, we're able to become a behemoth and monetize like other Web2 gaming companies do right now.
Awesome. One last question. Very simple and straight. Why is Web3 special for you?
Difficult question to answer, but for me, it just makes sense. Okay, what I mean by that is the first time I heard about NFTs, it was when the NBA drops were happening. I forgot what it's called, but it was Dapper Labs NBA drops.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were making fun of it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course, you should have digital rights.
Correct.
So on the NFTs bit, digital ownership just makes sense to me, and I don't think it's going away anywhere.
Yeah.
On the other front, I'm just blown away by the permissionless nature of Web3.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, one of my favorite applications of Web3 is being able to take a loan on Aave.
Correct.
Okay, and why I love that is if I want even a 10 rupee loan from any bank in India today,
Yeah.
I'll have to fill in 100 papers. They'll check my credit score history, my bank accounts, and everything else.
Yeah.
Even though it is very obvious that 10 rupees is something that I will pay back to them for sure.
Correct.
In Web3, that whole element of trust goes away. You don't need to trust anyone.
Yeah.
It is all guaranteed by code. Code is law.
Yeah.
And I think that is very powerful as we move towards a more digitized world. So that is why I'm very excited about Web3.
Awesome. Any last advice you want to give, since we are in the early adoption stage, especially in India? So any advice, not just for developers, but any people in general who are making this transition from somewhere else to the Web3 space, what would be that advice?
Read. I mean, as in just read. The best thing you can do to get into Web3 or learn about Web3 is read. There are a ton of resources out there, and the problem is that all of this is new. It's very difficult to make peace with this stuff because it, at a very deep level, challenges your core beliefs of how the way the world works.
Yeah.
Once you spend a lot of time reading about it, trying to understand what is happening beyond what the mainstream media reports, is when you'll get a hang of why a lot of people are excited about the space. So that would be my recommendation.
Awesome. Speaking about excitement, so we'll end this conversation, and hope we all make it in the end. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shlok.